Alright everyone, it's time for a yeah, there are consequences to your fucking actions style video. Cities be warned, if you defund your police, the majority of truckers that operate in the US won't take contracts to deliver to your cities. Which means your businesses will suffer. Which means your political careers will suffer as well. So maybe the various mayors and council people around there should keep that in mind. The idea of defunding the police is dumb. Whether you go with the initial thing the left was talking about a week ago, was they wanted to disband police forces. They wanted to transfer from having, like, uniformed, badge-wearing style police to having, like, I guess, left-wing vigilantes staff things. When they realized how unpopular the concept of disbanding police forces was in the public, when they realized that that was a massive political loss for any left-wing group and was dragging on Biden and other people who have been applauding rioters now for several weeks, when they realized that, they said, no, that's not what we mean. We just want to defund them partly and give more money to the programs for, like, communities and stuff. Now, of course, this would still weaken your police departments. It's still vastly unpopular, but it's a little bit less. They've sort of gaslit people into thinking that they weren't initially suggesting what they were, which is for 2 days they were talking about disbanding police forces. Now they're pretending that they never did that. No, that suggestion was never what we had in mind. See, it's a little bit of linguistic psyops and propaganda there. The left loves to gaslight. They love to do some A/B testing. Usually they find out none of their proposals are popular because they all fucking suck. Anyway, here's the consequence to the defunding your police. Minneapolis, 70% of U.S. truckers apparently won't deliver, which means your businesses will be fucked. And good riddance to these cities that do this. You've got people right now in Seattle that are essentially cut off from society at large because, you know, their street has been taken over by a group of looters that for some reason still haven't been arrested. Despite the fact that the resources are there, you can literally cordon these groups off and surround them. Fucking surround these groups with a fence, don't let anyone leave, shut off the power and the water for a few days and see what fucking happens. At some point, some of these people just fucking turn themselves in. Why don't you just do that? But the city of Seattle is run by cucks, so they won't. Same with Minneapolis. Same with Atlanta. The burning Wendy's last night, they attacked a CNN news crew. What does CNN say? Oh, these protesters here seem angry at us. They're not protesters. They're sitting there throwing rocks through the window and burning a building to the ground. They're not protesters, you goddamn dumbass. They're fucking rioters. They're thugs, looters, vandals, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Dumbasses. That's what they are. The dregs of society. The people who make it miserable for everyone else who's actually honest and wants to get ahead in life and work. For people who want to have, like, a family and shit like that and, you know, actually maintain their property and not have just nothing but crabgrass everywhere. They're the fucking dregs. They're the scumbags of society. CNN loves them, calls them protesters. They have all sorts of grievances. Democratic Party loves them. Oh, these protesters, let's take the knee. Oh my God, we've got to stand against brutality. But you don't have to stand against violent thugs rioting through their cities for weeks on fucking end, destroying everything in their path. That's perfectly fine. It's okay if they kill people, which they literally have in increasing numbers. Truckers don't want to deal with that bullshit. I wouldn't either. I'm thinking about, like, let's say I abandon YouTube and I decide to go into trucking because obviously I'm a big brawny dude who's gonna change his own tires and shit like that on a 16-wheeler. Obviously gonna happen. So let's say they try to give me a contract. You're going to Flint, Michigan, into the worst West End neighborhood, delivering $500,000 worth of knickknacks and doodads. I don't want that contract. Fuck you. No, send me somewhere that's reasonably safe. I don't want to go to a blighted area, and these places have this problem. And I certainly don't want to go into a place where if I call the police, they don't exist. 911. Oh, what's your emergency? Sorry, and then it's just the dispatcher these days. I can come, but it'll take me a couple hours, dude. Yeah, that'd be real fun. You get $500,000 in the back of your truck and it all gets stolen while you're asleep after driving for 20 hours. That would be wonderful. Absolutely lovely. Yeah, you don't get fucked by having that happen. They're not going to take those contracts. They don't want to be the trucker that lost $1 million of merchandise. They don't want to be the trucker that cost the company a lot of insurance money because they didn't stand outside of their carriage at all times with a crowbar guarding it against rioting, looting, thuggish mobs. They don't want to deal with that. These cities are going to dry up anyway. A city defunds its police. Everyone who's capable will goddamn leave. They'll take the hit too because property prices will definitely plummet. Oh, you'll have lots of affordable housing. The crack shack will be a mansion at that point because it'll be dirt cheap. It'll be like in Detroit where in some places, because of the number of foreclosures and how fucked up the area is, you can get a house for $100. Of course, you have to pay all of the back fines from the water and electric company off first. So that's a 5-figure total usually. There is a catch. A lot of people say, well, you can get a home in Detroit for $1. What's your excuse for not owning a house? It's more than $1. It's not quite the way it works. But I'm glad that truckers agree that they don't want to have to deal with this bullshit. So there's another industry that says, fuck the Democratic Party. That's about all. Peace out.